I'm here with Josh Turner today of Linked Selling. And Josh, you've talked about cold email for marketing to attract more leads and make more sales. What can you tell us about cold email, and what is it, and how does that work, and why is it important?
Sure. So what cold email is, in the context that our firm and our clients use it, is essentially identifying a prospect that you want to do business with, finding their email address in some manner, and then getting a message in front of them. Okay, so it's different than a normal permission-based nurture email type campaign, in that these people have never heard of you before.
Okay.
And they did not give you permission to email them, right? But so that's where the cold email part of it comes into play, right? But there's some things that you can do to stay within the laws,
okay,
and all that good stuff with canned spam, for example. And so you keep yourself compliant, but also it can be a very effective way to set meetings, set sales calls, and things like that. Because when you're thinking about, for example, you might have a set of prospect companies that you're trying to get in with,
yes,
that look like good candidates for you to do business with. If you think about what are the best ways to reach the decision makers in that company, and how best to get your message in front of them, well, you know that all of them use email.
Yes.
So if you can find their email address and get a message in front of them, there's a good chance they're going to see it. And so then what it really comes down to is, what's the most effective message to use in that email to get them to take action on whatever that next step is that you're looking for.
Yeah. So really, it solves the problem of saying, I've got something to offer that I believe is helpful, useful, legitimate for these targeted individuals.
Sure.
How do I present myself to them if they've never heard of me?
Sure.
And that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think where a lot of people go wrong with it is that they will think of this cold emailing. I'm going to go find some prospects. I'm going to dig around the internet. I'm going to look for their emails, and I'm going to send them a big sales pitch. And then they hear crickets. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that people make, because they think, I'm just going to get my message in front of these people and tell them how great I am and that they should give me a call, and when do we want to set up this meeting? How about next Thursday? And then no responses, right? That's because nobody wants to be sold to.
Yes.
Right? And so there's a number of things that can be done to really change that from a sales pitch to really a conversation, and to get a much higher response rate.
We'll talk more about that in the E4E Academy, because I'll be curious to know how you develop that whole system and the messaging system.
Sounds good.
Josh, thanks for joining us.
You bet.